Hello everyone and welcome to today's training webinar. In this session we'll be taking a detailed look at Cloud POS 2.0, the brand new user interface for the point of sale. Before we begin, we just have a few introductory points that we're going to cover. So next of all, I just want to recap the information about how to access Cloud POS 2.0. We released this on Monday, the 4th of December, which was just this week. So you'll now see a new button at the top of the current point of sale. You can click that button to switch to Cloud POS 2.0. You'll also see a pop-up which will appear a few times per user just to encourage your team to give the new user interface a go. You can switch between the current point of sale and Cloud POS 2.0 as often as you choose. This just allows everyone to move over at their own pace. Both front ends are completely in sync with each other and with your item database. It's the same products, the same inventory and the same customers in both. Obviously, we would encourage you to use Cloud POS 2.0 as much as possible, not only because of all the speed improvements we've made, but also so that you're ready for the final switchover, which will take place in 2024. For now, the link in the Cloud POS back office menu will still take you to the current point of sale. That will only change next year when we make the final switch to Cloud POS 2.0. At that point, you'll no longer be able to use the current version of the point of sale, so the sooner you get stuck in, the better. So, the aims of today's session. Today's training is designed to equip you with the skills you need to use Cloud POS 2.0 successfully. Of course, that includes covering the new functionality, but it also includes showing you where you can find all the features that you're used to already. To do this, we will look at the most common point of sale processes and how these work in Cloud POS 2.0. We'll run through sales, returns and exchanges first of all. Then we'll take a look at creating and recalling customer orders. Finally, we'll point out the new locations of some other handy features, such as pay in, pay out, discounts and gift vouchers. So we'll head over to Cloud POS 2.0 now and get started. This is the new register selection screen. This works in the same way as it does currently, in that it will show you if any registers or tills are already in use by other team members. If someone is using a register in the current point of sale, you would still be able to see that here. The registers are in sync across both versions. To select a register, click Use over here on the left. Just to note, this will change to a plus icon on smaller screen sizes, such as tablets. Here we are in the main point of sale screen. We'll run through the new layout first of all. Over on the left is the new menu. This replaces the Actions menu. It's now organised into themed sections that you can collapse and expand as you need to. For example, Sales and Returns, which contains all of your options for transaction discounts, selling gift vouchers and processing returns. The menu is also dynamic, so it will adapt to the ongoing transaction. For example, this is the Customers menu. I'll just pin that to keep it fixed on the screen, like so. After setting a customer, like this, we'll see the Customers menu grows to provide lots of additional options. So the menu will adapt to the ongoing transaction on the screen. One of our new features in Cloud POS 2.0 is the Sales dashboard, which is accessible from this menu section just here. This is a great way to check in with sales process for the current day, week or month. You'll see a comparison against the previous period and you get a department breakdown down here at the bottom. Another new addition is the external links section. This provides quick access to other areas of the Cloud POS platform from within the point of sale. At the top of the screen are 3 search bars for items, customers, and orders. We've relocated these so they sit together and we've unified the design. These search bars work in the same way as they do now in terms of how you can search within them. Click the green icons to the left of each search bar to view your full lists, so all items, all customers, or all open orders. Over on the right, we have the new transaction summary panel. It's split into 3 sections. Customer information is here at the top, transaction information in the centre, and financial totals down here at the bottom. One point just to note here is that the options in the transaction summary panel are also accessible from the menu on the left. For example, you can access transaction comments and references by clicking these links in the panel just here, or by using the sales and returns section of the menu just here. Finally, you'll find your tender button is still towards the bottom right of the screen, as it is at the moment, and you'll find no sale just below that. Once you've added an item to your transaction, like so, you'll also see that the Suspend Transaction button appears. This has been added to the main point of sale screen, which is just another small change from Cloud POS 1. Okay, so now we've had a look at the layout, we'll take a look at a standard transaction. So we'll imagine a sale for a walk-in customer who has browsed the store and is now ready to pay. So to assign a customer to the purchase of this rug, we'll just interact with the customer search first of all, like so. We can see that their basic information has appeared in the transaction summary panel. If you're missing either an email address or a contact number, this will be highlighted to you here. You can edit the customer details with this button and open the customer communications panel just here. To clear the customer, use this icon. Of course, if you need to view your full database, just click the All Customers icon. That's just to the left of the customer's search bar. While we're on this screen, I'll just point out that you no longer need to click Apply or hit Enter on your keyboard when searching within the grids in the point of sale. This will be familiar to users of Cloud MT and Customer Rewards. Simply pause typing to apply your search, like so, and then carry on typing if needed to further filter your search results. Just pause again and we'll see the results. You can now also customize the order of your columns within the point of sale grids just by clicking Manage View over here on the right. That allows you to control the visibility and the order of your columns. So we'll use this customer, Sue McDonald. If you need any further item options, just click this drop-down arrow here on the left. This replaces the Edit Item cog in Cloud POS 1. All of the existing options are included here, and you'll find some of them are also within this More Options button just here on the right. Okay, so we'll just close that and we'll go through and have a look at Tender. Now you'll notice quite a significant redesign here. we've reorganised this screen to give priority to your top 2 tender types. These are defined by the display order setting on the tender types in the Cloud POS back office, so you can customise these to your liking. For most retailers, we imagine this will be cash and card, which should make tendering much more intuitive for the standard walk-in sale in the store. However, if you need to use any of your additional tender types, just click the relevant button, like so. Just to note, if you use the e-commerce platform, then the tender type for web orders will still be automatically populated and will be added within this priority area automatically as well. So for example, if you were tendering an online order where your customer had used PayPal to make their payment, when you arrive at the tender screen, you would already see PayPal added to this top section and automatically populated like so. So that functionality will work in exactly the same way for you as it does at the moment. If you want to remove a tender type from that top section, simply click its button again and it will be removed. Another new addition to this screen is the tender type filter, which is just here towards the bottom left. This was actually introduced following a suggestion from one of our small group of beta testers over the last month, and this will benefit users with a long list of payment methods. For example, if you accept vouchers from a variety of cycle scheme providers or equine feed brands, you could create a tender type for each provider, set them all to have the type Other Voucher, which is also new, and then you can easily view a quick list of options, like this. Okay. So we'll assign our tender type. Again, you've still got the pay remaining buttons to make use of here, and we'll continue with our transaction. The receipt options screen has the same functionality as it does now, just with a permanent view of the customer details if set. Remember, you can set defaults for these sliders here in the Cloud POS back office, and you can have different defaults for each register as well if you need to. After completing your transaction, you'll see the same options on your transaction summary screen. Again, remember you can choose to hide the Return to Point of Sale button, leaving only Switch User, if you'd like to force cashiers to re-authenticate for each new transaction. Okay. Next, let's have a quick run through of the flow for a return, whether that's for refund or for exchange. So the return transaction option is located in the sales and returns section of the menu, as you might expect, and it's just down here at the bottom, return transaction. You still have the same options for finding your transaction for return, so you can scan a returned item, search for a returned item, or search transactions, which we'll use today. One improvement you'll notice here is that this screen now loads your very recent sales straight away. There's no need to apply a filter or to refresh this grid. Remember, if your customer has their receipt with them, you can scan it. Simply pop your cursor into the transaction number field, scan the receipt barcode, and it will filter for that transaction straight away. Alternatively, the on-screen receipt previews are still available in the same place as before. And obviously you can always search by customer surname, and you've got date filters, total transaction filters, and so on. We will use this transaction just here, so I'm just going to click the green button to select it for return. When you're setting your reason codes, we've made the stock movement of that return a bit clearer by bringing the definitions to the front of the display rather than having them at the end in brackets. Another change here is that we'll also now automatically hide the apply to all area just here at the top if only one item is being returned. So if I remove the trousers and just proceed with a refund of this hoodie, you'll see that apply to all area has automatically disappeared just to clear up the screen. A final flow improvement in this area is a new button down here at the bottom for processing an exchange as opposed to a refund, just to make it clearer to the user that this is a valid next step. So let's demonstrate an exchange today. We now need to scan or search for the item that is going to be exchanged. There are still 3 ways to add items to transactions. You can scan the item, you can search by the item lookup code or words within the description. So here we've got the return of a hoodie in size UK 14. So if our customer were to exchange for a different size, we can select it like so. Or obviously you can always click this green icon and search and select from all of your items. Look over to the bottom of your transaction summary panel if you need a summary of the exchange total. So here the item being returned and the item being purchased have the same price, 240, so the transaction total is actually 0. Let's jump through to tender. I don't need to assign a tender type for a 0 balance transaction, so everything's greyed out for me and I can just click continue on the right. Go through the flow of receipt options, complete, and then we can go back to the point of sale. So, just to review what we've covered so far. We've looked at the layout of Cloud POS 2.0. We then followed through the steps for a sale transaction, including setting a customer and interacting with the new tender transaction screen. After that, we looked at the flow of a return, whether that's for refund or for exchange. So next, we're going to walk through creating and recalling a customer order. So I'll start off by setting a customer up here at the top. There they are in my transaction summary panel on the right. And as I mentioned earlier, you can access lots of options in Cloud POS 2.0 from either the transaction summary panel on the right or from the menu on the left. The same is true for setting the transaction type. So you can do this either by clicking into customer orders, which then reveals your list of transaction types just here, or alternatively, we can click the Change Transaction Type button just over here in the Transaction Summary panel. I'll use the example of a work order today, which is normally used in store if an item's going to be ordered in from a supplier or transferred in from another location. This panel just here provides the order details. These details are still optional, so you can just complete these in whatever detail you deem is necessary. So we can give our order a reference. For example, I'll call mine hoodie special order. Again, web orders are still automatically referenced for those of you using the e-commerce platform. We can set an order status just as you can currently. Setting your due date can either be used by clicking into the due date field to choose a specific date from the calendar, or by using the quick options just here. And obviously any comments can be entered into the box. Again, just a reminder for everybody that comments are customer facing. They will print on your customer's final receipt. So just be a little bit conscious of the information you enter into that area. Okay, just put some placeholder text in so we can see that later on. Once you're happy with those details, just click Apply and Close at the bottom. And we can see a preview of that information has appeared in the Transaction Summary panel over on the right-hand side. From here, we just need to add the items to the order, so I'll take the opportunity now to show you the full search and select items grid using the icon to the left of the search bar. So the search bar up at the top here functions just like the search bar on the main point of sale screen, so you can search in here for descriptions or item lookup codes, or you can obviously interact with any of the column headers. Again, remember there's no need to click apply or use enter anymore on your keyboard, just pause to apply your search. So type into the field, take a moment, and you'll see your results appear like so. The option to show local stock only, by which we mean only items that have available stock at your current location, has been redesigned as a button, just here on the top left. Currently this is a tick box within the free stock store column here in the centre, so we've just made that a bit more prominent. To return to viewing all of the items, just click the button again. If you want to take a deposit, again, you've got a couple of different flows for accessing that option. First of all, you can click into your customer orders section of the menu over on the left, and you'll find Manage Deposits has appeared just there at the bottom. Option 2 is using your transaction summary panel. And when you're first creating a work order, workshop job or layaway, you'll find that the deposit required field is actually shown by default just here on the screen. So it's just a case of typing an amount in there if you'd like to take that deposit. You can then either save your order, like so, or if a deposit is taken, that button will obviously automatically adjust to tender so that you can just take that payment from the customer. I'll just save this one today and we'll proceed through those receipt options and save the order. When it comes to recalling orders later, the same functionality is available in Cloud POS 2.0 as the current point of sale. So using the box up on the top right, just here, you can scan an item that's on the order to recall it. You can scan or type in the order number, or alternatively, you can click the All Orders button just here on the left. If you have a long list of customer orders and quotes, one tip to consider here is starting off by setting the customer's name or taking their details, like so. And then when you click into your All Orders list, it will be pre-filtered for you on entry just for that particular customer. And then just recall using the select buttons on the left. If you are recalling to make order amendments, again, you can either make those from the transaction summary panel here on the right, or by finding the corresponding options over in the menu on the left. When you're ready to pick up and tender, remember you can either select items for pickup by interacting with the pickup boxes, either individually or for multi-item orders using Select All for pickup just at the top here. Or you can always scan the items for pickup if you prefer. If you're recalling a web order, it will automatically take you to the scan items for pickup screen, just as it does at the moment. So we'll tender that through. Choose how our customer is going to pay that balance. Continue. Choose our receipt options and complete. And just return to the point of sale. So we've now covered all of the main functionality in Cloud POS 2.0. Sales, refunds, exchanges, creating orders, recalling orders, setting customers, and searching for items. For the last section of today's training, I'll point out where you can find the other point of sale features that you're familiar with. We'll run through these reasonably quickly today, as there haven't been any huge changes to the flows here, but remember you'll find full step-by-step instructions in our new how-to articles, and I'll come back to talk about that a bit more at the end. Okay, so the first thing that we'll have a look at in these additional features is discounts. So to discount a single item line, you can still simply overtype the price field, like so, or click into the drop-down on the left to view percentage-based discounting options. The question mark icon that you see just here will report on any discount that's already been applied, or click the word discount on the left in blue to apply those further options. And that's where you'll see your choices such as discount percentage from the current price, percentage markup from the cost, and so on. If you need to discount the whole transaction, so I'll just add a second item here, then you'll find that whole transaction discount under the sales and returns section of your menu, just here, apply discount. Again, that then reveals percentage-based choices. We've also added this tick box at the top, so you can choose whether to apply your discount just to the items currently in the transaction, or to the current items and any subsequent items that you might add in as well. If you need a recap of that at the time, just click this question mark and it will summarise that for you again on the screen. Okay. The second additional feature that we'll point out is gift vouchers. So you'll find your options for selling a gift voucher and checking a voucher balance under the sales and returns section of your menu, just here. One change when it comes to selling a gift voucher is the addition of these quick value buttons, just because these tend to be the most common amounts that we see sold through the platform. But if these don't suit you, don't worry, you can still always type a custom balance into the set price field here, click the green button and just proceed as normal. When it comes to redeeming a gift voucher, I'll just pop an item in for us here. When you reach the tender screen, you just need to click on the additional tender type for gift voucher down here at the bottom. And that will then expand the redemption panel. And again, you can still scan or type in that voucher code. That's a slight change in flow to Cloud POS 1, where you have a separate redeem gift vouchers button on the right hand side of your tender screen. Number 3 to mention is receipts. These now live under the till section of your menu, which is the fourth area just here. Here you'll find a link to your receipt journal, which still jumps you over to the Cloud POS back office. And just below that is the option to reprint the last receipt, which is especially handy if you need a duplicate or for those customers who get halfway out the door and change their mind. You'll find your X and Z report options in the till menu as well. That's another one to mention. When it comes to the close batch screen, one small change is that we've relocated the calculator to sit next to your first cash tender type. We know this is popular with lots of users as a handy tool for counting cash at the end of each day. So we've just moved it to sit there next to the cash field, just to make it a bit easier for people to spot. Point number 5 of our additional features is payouts or pay-ins. Again, we're going to head into the till menu here. And payout or pay-in is the second option in that list. In Cloud POS 1, the choice between whether you're paying money in or out of the cash drawer was formatted as a slider. But now you just choose between two buttons, like so. We've simplified the next screen a bit as well, just in terms of which tender types will show here. So simply type in the amount of cash that's being withdrawn or added to the cash drawer, set a reason code. Again, remember you can customize these as much as you like. And add a recipient or comments, but these fields are still optional. It's only the reason code that's mandatory. Click the green button, and that's it. That's your payout or pay-in logged. Remember, those money movements also produce receipts. They're logged in your receipt journal, and they're viewable in cloud reports if you need to refer back to them later. Moving swiftly on. Number 6 is just to point out where the functionality is for scanning rewards cards. Now, customer rewards can run just fine without providing your customers with physical loyalty cards, but they're certainly a great way to keep a reminder of your brand in your customers' wallets or on their keys. If you'd like to start using cards with customer rewards, just get in touch with the Citrus Lime Success team. We can always design the artwork for you as well, if you'd like us to. So in Cloud POS 2.0, once a card has been assigned to a customer record, you can either A, click into the Customers section of the menu here and click Search Customer Rewards, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl-Alt-W. Now, you don't need to remember that because we've also added a list of keyboard shortcuts down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That will give you a scrollable view through all of the shortcuts that you can interact with in the point of sale. And there's also a button here to make a suggestion. That will take you through to the feedback forum if you've got any ideas for further shortcuts that will be useful to you. So your customer rewards search is just mentioned in the list here. Point number 7 of these 8 extra features that we're going to cover is just to mention customer account payments. Once you have a customer set, I'll just put an example in for us here, you can make payments towards their owing account balance, either from the customers section of the menu, you'll find make payment at the top here, or simply click on their owing balance notification over here in the transaction summary panel. So I'll just click on that red bar. Both of those options will take you to the same screen. Cloud POS 2.0 also allows you to target partial payments against specific receivables. So if we look at this customer, they owe for a purchase back on the 11th of October and then also a more recent one from the 30th of November. Now, they could choose to pay off the remaining balance for their oldest sale in full, and then they might just want to clear part of the more recent receivable to bring that to a round figure today. So to do that, if I select both of these for payment, you can then simply adjust the price of the second receivable, like so, just by over-typing that field, as you might do for a fixed value discount, and then bring that to a round figure for today. So that's now a round number. If they wanted to push that up again, for example, we could increase it like so. When you tender that through, that will be reflected on the customer's account statement in the back office, and if you email them or print that statement for them as well. Just no sale that. So that we can cover the last of our extra features in Cloud POS 2.0, which just is to mention two-way text messaging. If you have any unread text messages from your customers, that notification will now sit over here in the transaction summary panel. You can interact with that just as you do now. So click on it to view the customers who have replied to you. Click on them again, they'll be set as the customer in the point of sale, and then you can view that correspondence. Remember, you can click on messages to change them from unread in the bold text and blue background to read in the standard text and grey background. Click again to change them back to unread if, for example, you or a colleague need to action that later. If you're not already using two-way text messaging in Cloud POS and you'd like to get started with that, just reach out to the support team via phone or live chat. And I'll just mention that we've recently added those notifications and this correspondence panel into the workshop module as well. So for those of you who use the workshop module, your mechanics can now make great use of this two-way feature. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the main segment of today's training session. Before I have a look in the chat to see if anyone's submitted any questions, I just want to give a quick recap of the next steps from here, especially in case anybody needs to leave us shortly. Cloud POS 2.0 is available now. It launched just this Monday, the 4th of December. Remember, you can use the button that will have appeared at the top of the current point of sale to switch over. You can switch back and forth whenever you wish, but we'd certainly encourage you to use Cloud POS 2.0 as much as possible. It's much faster, we've added new features and improved functionality, as you've hopefully seen today, and perhaps more importantly, we will be making a final switch in early 2024. Once that happens, Cloud POS 2.0 will be the permanent point of sale interface, so the sooner you and your colleagues can get on board, the better. So just follow the usual link in your help menu or head directly to howto.citruslime.com and you'll find a new Cloud POS 2.0 folder ready and waiting for you there. You'll also find some on-screen resources within Cloud POS 2.0. There's a Get Started button, which will appear on the bottom left corner of your screen. That includes links such as a quick 4-minute introductory video and also the links to some tutorials. So there's 2 tutorials to choose from. One of them is aimed at users who are quite new to Cloud POS, and the other at those who are transitioning from regular day-to-day use of Cloud POS 1. Both of those tutorials will guide you through the steps on the screen from logging into a register through to tendering your first transaction. Finally, don't forget the CitrusLime support team. We're here to help you from Monday to Saturday on live chat or on the contact numbers that you can see on the right-hand side of the screen just there. You'll also be able to find those numbers on the CitrusLime website anytime you need them. I'll just finish by saying thank you so much everybody for your time. I hope that's been helpful today and have a great rest of your day.